Hello everyone, this is Katish here. In this video, I'm going to go through the AQA Biology Higher Tier Specimen paper from 2028. This paper is 1 hour 45 minutes long. Let's have a look at question number 2. A gardener wants to add compost to the soil to increase his yield of strawberries. The gardener wants to make his own compost. An airtight compost heap causes anaerobic decay. Explain why the gardener might be against producing compost using this method. Now, remember, anaerobic respiration produces methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas, and it also smells bad as well. So the gardener might want to avoid doing that. So the answer, methane is produced, which is a greenhouse gas, which causes global warming. The gardener finds this research on the internet. A carbon to nitrogen ratio of 25 to 1 will produce fertile compost. Look at the table 2. So you have the type of material to compost. You have chicken manure, horse manure, peat moss. Determine the ratio of X in table 2. What they're asking is to find the carbon to nitrogen ratio of peat moss here. How would you find the ratio? Carbon to nitrogen. So carbon is 9.80 divided by 0.20, which gives me 49. So the ratio is 49:1. Next question. Which type of material in table 2 would be best for the gardener to use to make his compost? So if peat moss is 49:1, the best ratio is 25:1. Now peat moss exceeds it. So would you want to add something that exceeds this ratio, or add something which is much closer together to each other? So the horse manure is much closer to the 25:1 ratio. So I would actually use the horse manure. So justification for the answer is it's closest to 25:1 ratio. Some of the leaves from the gardener's strawberry plants die. The dead leaves fall off the strawberry plant onto the ground. The carbon in the dead leaves is recycled through the carbon cycle. Remember the carbon cycle. Let me show you an example of the diagram of the carbon cycle, so then we can discuss the answer. So remember, in the carbon cycle, photosynthesis was the only process that actually removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Rest of all the other processes actually release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So normal respiration by all living things, by plants and by animals, and fossil fuel combustion of fossil fuels also release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And organic matter, when they die, is decomposed by bacteria, fungi, and microorganisms, or decomposing microorganisms, which release the carbon dioxide back. So let me get rid of the diagram for now. And what does the marking scheme actually say? Yes, what you need to write for the 6-mark question. So what we want is a level 3 answer, a detailed and coherent explanation which links how carbon dioxide is released from dead leaves and how the carbon dioxide or carbon is taken by a plant, then used as well. So in order to gain the 6 marks, you need to write about what happens to the carbon. So here's the answer. The carbon dioxide compounds, or the carbon compounds in dead leaves, are broken down by microorganisms decomposes bacteria and fungi, which is usually released into the atmosphere. Photosynthesis uses carbon dioxide, or which removes the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The explanation is microorganisms respire and release the carbon from the leaves as carbon dioxide. Plants take in the carbon dioxide released to use in photosynthesis to produce glucose. And how is the carbon actually used? Glucose produced in photosynthesis is used to make amino acids, proteins, cellulose, which are required for the growth of new leaves. 2.5. Figure 2 shows true strawberries. Both strawberries were picked from the same strawberry plant. Both strawberries were picked 3 days ago. The strawberries were stored in different conditions. Give 3 possible reasons that may have caused strawberry A to decay. Now, remember the conditions for decay: temperature, adequate temperature, moisture or water, and the availability of oxygen. So, if you deprive any of these factors, then you would delay the decay or slow down the process of decay. So, why did strawberry A decay? Maybe it was stored at a higher temperature, there was more oxygen for it, or there was more water or moisture on it, or simply because there were microorganisms on the strawberry. Maybe it was resting on the ground while strawberry B was hanging in mid-air. So any of these 3 would give you the marks. They all have to do with the storage condition. At higher temperature or hotter, strawberry A was stored at higher temperature or it was hotter, had more oxygen or had more water or moisture, or contained more microorganisms that causes decay. You could, instead of microorganisms, say or refer bacteria, fungi, or mold. That brings us to the end of question number 2, and I will see you in question number